Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This is awesome!
Hello and welcome to Cheap Shot Entertainment. As ever, I am your host Luke and you are the Cheap Shot Nation, and we're going to take you through everything that happened in NXT UK this week. Very wrestling heavy show. It was filmed what looks like at WrestleMania Access, which is also pretty cool. It was episode number 39 of the NXT UK brands TV time, and yeah, looks like with a lot of crossover 205 Live guys, some NXT guys and girls as well. There's women's matches and men's matches and two tag team matches. Like I say, very wrestling heavy. I like that. It's very good. Lots of entertaining wrestling for you this week, and they've certainly come out of the gate all guns blazing after NXT TakeOver. Incidentally, we haven't seen the new NXT UK champion, or the WWE UK champion rather, in Walters since that event, or Pete Dunne, but we do get to hear from Pete Dunne exclusively this week, which we'll go through later on in the show. In the meantime, you can join us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and do all the YouTube-y type stuff, and join us on our journey through NXT UK number 39, and it was released on the 17th of April 2019. Let's go! The first match of the show features the Coffey brothers, Mark and Joe Coffey, accompanied by Wolfgang, and they are in a tag team match against Rowell, Mendoza and basically these two guys, Mexican wrestlers, bit of a sort of lucha thing going on, and they actually did a really good job against the tried and tested veterans of the Coffey brothers, who had been tag team for a long time before this match. Incidentally, Gallus has changed their tone. It was Mark Coffey and Wolfgang that was the tag team, and Joe Coffey was off on his own as a singles competitor, picking up championships all over the world, and also obviously the first ever championship title shot for the WWE UK Championship at a UK NXT TakeOver event. So that was pretty cool. But now it's the Coffey brothers that are the tag team in Gallus. So they've changed their tact a little bit, and it worked here. It's worked. You can see the chemistry the two brothers have and the power over the high flying. Well, Rowell Mendoza and Humberto Carrillo do a really good job in this match. It's a really fun match, very high flying, and then you've got that countered by the strength of the Coffey brothers, and it would be that would eventually put the lucha throwback team of Rowell Mendoza and Humberto Carrillo away, as the Coffey brothers would win this match, with Joe Coffey hitting the best for the bells. No one gets up from that unless your name's Pete Dunne. And yeah, saying done, he was done. Rowell Mendoza was out for the count. 1, 2, 3. Your winners are Gallus, Mark and Joe Coffey, also known as the Coffey brothers. Yeah, very good match. Very game lucha duo here. I'm very impressed with these two going forward, but they're in 205 Live and on the American version of NXT occasionally. So yeah, really good crossover match. Your winners coming out on top very impressively are the Coffey brothers. And this is why I say there's a lot of crossover here, because we now get to see Kona Reeves on NXT UK, making his NXT UK debut, as they keep saying on this show. I don't think it's much of a debut, because I don't see that he's going to be staying there. He's just going to be on this show because it's WrestleMania Access and everything's being taped all at the same time. And he's going against a returning Bomber Dave Mastiff. Good to see Dave Mastiff back in an NXT UK ring for this match, and it was pretty much a squash, as you'd expect from Dave Mastiff. Dave Mastiff just takes apart Kona Reeves, finishes him off with the cannonball senton for the win. Ain't no one getting up from that. Bomber Dave Mastiff is your winner in this match. So after a dominant display from Bomber Dave Mastiff, we get to see a women's match. It's Kacy Catanzaro versus Rhea Ripley. Again, Kacy is NXT, Rhea Ripley is NXT UK, so we've got some crossover there. It would be Rhea Ripley who would come out on top, showing her strength, much like the Coffey Brothers did earlier on in the night. Catanzaro did lots of her gymnastic-y type stuff, which was really cool. Very innovative offense from her at one point, hitting a sort of a what would you call them? Parallel bars sort of thing, where she moved around on the rope and hit the hit a runner on Rhea Ripley, which was pretty cool, like a leg takeover thing. And yeah, it would be Rhea Ripley who would pick up the victory in this match, hitting the Riptide out of nowhere, sending a message to the current reigning and defending UK Women's Champion in Toni Storm. After the match, he would continue sending that message after a dominant display, putting Catanzaro in a standing cloverleaf or an infinity cloverleaf maneuver, as was said by the commentators, which was nice, because that's given it a proper wrestling move. I just call it a standing cloverleaf, which is pretty cool. And it does look painful when Rhea Ripley hits this. She didn't have any need to do it. She's just showing that she's the dominant female in NXT UK, and let's say it worked, because yeah, Catanzaro looks like she was completely out after this one, because you know, you take away the legs from a gymnast, they can't do any flippy stuff, can they? You know, good on Rhea Ripley on this one. And so we get to see the return of Zach Gibson now, as he teams with his grizzled young veteran and fellow first ever UK tag champion James Drake. How could I forget his name? James Drake and Zach Gibson form the Grizzled Young Veterans, and they are going against Amir Jordan and Kenny Williams. They've been on a bit of a roll while Zach Gibson has been on the shelf. Lots of teams now vying for those championships, although the tag division has dwindled a little bit, with Mustache Mountain going for singles competition over tag team competition. But I think that's probably because Zach Gibson was on the injury shelf. He is now back and at full form. Again, a really good match. Love tag team wrestling, and the Grizzled Young Veterans show everything about tag team wrestling that I absolutely love. The psychology behind it is absolutely fantastic, and the Grizzled Young Veterans do all of the stuff that you'd come to expect from them. Lots of really good tag team work here. And Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan do the same thing. Very even Stevens, up to the point where the Grizzled Young Veterans were reducing their losses, so to speak, by getting a count out, and Amir Jordan, Kenny Williams do get the victory via count out. Of course, the Grizzled Young Veterans walk away from the ring. Classic heel move by them. I love it, absolutely love it. Bit of a funny finish to a decent match, but it continues the storyline. I'm sure Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan will get another shot at those tag team champions soon enough. Or should I say soon, to get a tag team championship shot against the Grizzled young veterans. So yeah, Amir Jordan and Kenny Williams win via count-out as the Grizzled young veterans run away with their titles between their legs. And they keep the titles, of course. So what I alluded to earlier in the introduction was that we get to see Pete Dunne, and he talks about what he wants to do next. He says that we get a nice little package, video package from Pete Dunne, of Pete Dunne. He says he's carried the legacy of the UK Championship for 680 odd days, and yeah, he says he knows, he remembers about the chase. He carried it for that long, but he remembers about the chase. He remembers when Tyler Bate was the champion, and he loves the chase as well. So he wants a rematch against Walter, and of course he does get a rematch against Walter. It just depends when he gets that rematch with Walter. But one of the best matches, if not the show stealer on NXT TakeOver New York, was Walter versus Pete Dunne, and that I will look forward to very much in the future when those two guys go at it again for that coveted UK Championship. And so that brings us to the end of NXT UK episode number 39. This has been your Wrestling Friends review of NXT UK 39. That's episode number 39. Took place in WrestleMania Access on WrestleMania weekend. It was released on the network on the 17th of April 2019. Really good show. Come out all guns blazing. Episode number 40 next week. Who would have thought we'd gotten there so quickly? But yeah, fantastic showing from NXT UK. Bit of crossover here between NXT, NXT UK, 205 Live, that kind of thing. But it was well worth it. Well worth a watch this week. Some really good matches. At least one squash match, maybe borderline squash scenario, but a really good show nonetheless. Anyway, you can join us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. You can also hit that notification bell and drop a Dave Mastiff size cannonball senton on that notification bell to know when we upload new content to the channel. And we've got lots of new content coming for you. It's coming towards the end of the month, of course, and we've got a Wrestle Crate on the way for you there, so we'll be doing an unboxing of that and other stuff as well. We've got a good month before the next WWE pay-per-view in Money in the Bank, and it's messing with my body clock because Money in the Bank's supposed to be like July. It's supposed to happen before SummerSlam in August, but they're moving things around, so there you go. That's that, isn't it? So yeah, that's that. Your next WWE pay-per-view is Money in the Bank, and expect a predictions video between myself and Mr. Ben Cocker of Squared Circle Jobbers to follow. And we've also got some independent wrestling to do as well. Went to go and see Hope Wrestling last night. We've got Hope Future this weekend as well, and we're going to see some Aspire Wrestling in May. Got 2 shows for that, so join us for all of that and other stuff in between that, and yeah, keep watching, keep subscribing, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much, Cheap Shot Nation. Goodbye.